Hello, everybody. Just to let the rest of you know, we will wait 2 to 3 more minutes. Because we had, since we've had the Women of the Atlassian Ecosystem listed as a community chapter, this is the most RSVPs we ever had. It's 129. But I'm excited for no-shows, as it's summer and some people are on vacation too. Yay, so many people. Sometimes it's weird staring at my screen and thinking there are 30 people staring back.
We love you, Britta.
Oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you.
I love you too. I love you all too.
Aww. It's the love is just, it's mutual. Okay. I think I will. Niels is also there. I mean, the K15T crowd is cheering super loud here.
They are a great cheering section.
Yes. Okay, I will kick off the meetup, and I think people can also follow along as it's not that deep. So welcome everybody who made it this afternoon to the Women of the Atlassian Ecosystem virtual summer meetup. My name is Britta. I'm hosting the session, but today the stage is the stage is prepared for 5 great women, whom I'm going to introduce later. We have a little agenda. So first, I want to give a little bit of info for people new to this community. I think it's the 3rd virtual meetup, and we set the stage in the first virtual meetup, but sometimes I want to remind people like why this community exists. And after this introduction, we are going to have a panel discussion. So this is also a first for me. So I never moderated a panel discussion. So let's see how that goes. But as you can tell, the vibe is positive already. Love is in the room. Yeah, and I want to see how that goes. If we learn some new things, and if we want to keep this format. And after the panel discussion is over, I'm going to just let you know what the next meetups will be. We're going to have virtual meetups, but also in-person meetups. And after that, I hope you have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your day. So the group's mission. This is something that I'm just showing because I think it's important to let you know why we are meeting in a woman exclusive or in a woman first space. So we want to have a connection and a network within the Atlassian ecosystem that is positive and welcoming and supports women. I mean, the IT space itself is mainly man dominated, which shouldn't be a problem, but in this room we are open to discuss problems or challenges and to just exchange experiences. And of course, we foster diversity. I think it's important to be inclusive for all genders. So this is not an exclusive space only for women, but it's also exclusive for all genders. So whoever is interested in having like a positive community and to take part in this is more than welcome. And through this gatherings, meetups, in person and virtual, we just want to exchange technical knowledge because we are in the Atlassian ecosystem. So Atlassian will be a part of discussions we have here, but we will also want to have impact and just create a network that everybody can just thrive on. And because Holly is here. Yeah, Holly is here. But I wanted to hand over the word to Holly, virtual Holly, because Matt from K15T recorded a video in Anaheim when we had our last in-person meetup. And I think Holly just told the sentence, what would you tell someone who just stumbled upon this meeting, quite well. So Holly, even though you're here, I'm going to let your virtual Holly speak.
I would say this is a group of women and allies who have evolved kind of organically over the years in this ecosystem to help support each other and nurture each other and grow our relationships and grow in our careers together.
This is how we looked throughout the meetings. So there were lots of people there as well. We took a great group picture. We also see that we had lots of allies holding our umbrellas. We had sweet treats. We had coffee hosted by K15T. Cheers to the fan crowd. And the overall, just the vibe was, I think for me, it was a highlight of Atlassian Team Anaheim. And we met before the conference started, so there was not a lot of news to talk about. But afterwards, I think we just made great connections to share throughout the whole conference week. So if you are new to the community, because I know there might be some people joining from the co-hosted chapters, I advise you to sign up to the community chapter. So you are updated when we have new events and when we have more virtual events. We also co-host from time to time in collaboration with, for example, Ace Pune is a strong collaborator of ours. And it just enables you to stay connected. So this was my introduction. The panel idea, I have to say, is inspired by Ace Pune, because the last co-hosted event I joined was woman focused and hosted by Ace Pune, and they had a great panel discussion. And I thought that's a nice format for virtual meetups to just, it's not the like the typical I show a presentation and everybody listens. So it's more like a conversation-based thing. And I think that's what matters in the women community, that you have space to talk, time to talk, and people who listen to you, actively listen to you. So special thanks to Ace Pune for this inspiration. And let's introduce our panelists. It's a random order, but maybe Shannon, as you are the first in the row, feel free to introduce yourself.
Sure. So hi, everybody. I am Shannon Meehan. I am leading product marketing at K15T. I'm actually coming up on my 9th year with the company. So I've been around for, I guess, quite a while. I'm currently leading our newly formed product marketing and content team. I work with an insanely talented group of marketers and storytellers at K15T. Obviously, there's a very encouraging and engaged group of people at K15T. If you don't know us, we're a marketplace partner. We are the makers behind the scroll documentation platform for Confluence and the backbone integration platform for Jira. And I guess, Britta, you had asked why we are in this community. I think it's an easy one. I think, as you said, finding community, people to connect with. But I think I'm also very inspired by the people that I have met in this ecosystem over the years, especially the women who are doing incredibly cool things. And so I'm really happy to be a part of it. So thanks for the invite.
Of course. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to have you. Yeah. As I'm also happy to have Lina.
Hey, everybody. My name is Bernandina, but I go by Lina because it's so much easier for everybody else to kind of pronunciate it. I am a software engineer by trade, and I do a lot of different things. So I'm everywhere right now. I'm a producer for the Jira Live. I help with my husband's company, Ape Tech. So we do a lot of Jira stuff with that. And then I'm also an editor, so I edit all his videos, and I just do a little bit of everything. I'm basically everywhere. And then I'm a mom of 2 boys, and we homeschool, so I have my hands full on everything.
I can imagine. Yeah, and I'm impressed by that. Thank you so much, Lina. And Rutuja, who told me that it's her first ACE, and the first ACE she attended is also a panel that she's on. So thank you so much for being so courageous.
Hello, hi. I'm Rutuja, and I currently work as a senior exports coordinator in a supply chain environment at Thermo Fisher. I think most of y'all must be knowing Thermo Fisher as a pharmaceutical company, a pharmaceutical industry. I'm not sure about that. It is a pharmaceutical industry. So I'm currently based in UK, and I work on end-to-end supply chain order fulfillment, and I'm looking after 15 countries right now and 32 customers all over the globe within the pharmaceutical supply chain, pharmaceutical market. And I love to join this community. And the reason I was so excited because there are so many successful women in this community, and they just love to uplift each other, and no one's jealous here. That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
it's very welcoming.
I'm very grateful to Britta who gave me this opportunity. Thank you,
Of
Britta.
course. Thank you so much. The thank is all on my side. Thank you so much. And we have Marion.
Hello, everybody. Thanks, Britta, for the invite. It's great to be here. I'm joining you from Estonia, and I'm the founder and CEO of Soft Compliant. We help compliant or regulated teams with compliance, audit readiness with our Risk Manager Plus app on Jira Cloud, and Document Manager in Confluence. So really regulated teams can manage the risk better, not in Excel, but inside Jira, and also manage the documentation in Confluence. And I'm really happy to be here to see all the amazing women who are working with their teams and are so amazing in networking. So great for everybody who's here, and all the amazing audience, of course, who is also a bunch of really cool women.
Yeah, it's a power lineup. I can only agree. Thank you, Marion.
Thank you.
And do we have Cassie in the room? I think Cassie might join later. She let me know that maybe she will make it later. Let me check. So I think Cassie is not here yet, but we can work with 4 panelists. So I think we will just jump into the question. And if Cassie joins later, Cassie is an amazing woman of the Atlassian ecosystem. I remember her, even though she's not here, I want to tell a story about her, because in the last time when I was it was in Las Vegas at Team Anaheim, at Team Atlassian, I was waiting for a cab all by myself, and Cassie said, no, you can't go with a cab all by yourself, and she ordered one for us both, and we drove home together. So that's why she has a special place in my heart. So Cassie, this one is for you, and if you join later, we will include you. So let's have the first round of panel questions, which is addressing your career journey. So I propose that we go with the first question. I want to have them answered by all of you, and the rest we can just pick whatever floats our boat. But the first one is, I want to know how you entered the Atlassian ecosystem and what's made it special for you. So maybe Rutuja, as it's your first one, maybe you can start. Ah, you're still on mute. Yes.
Yeah. 1 second. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how I entered Atlassian. So I was looking for some women communities where I can join, and the community where people uplift each other, as I said before. The main motivation behind this was the only thing that I wanted a woman-based community and people loving each other, people uplifting each other, where everyone in the community are successful and working and has an aspiration about something, has a passion about working. So that's how I think I was working on an app called Trello, which is an Atlassian app, Atlassian software. And I was working on that software, and I got a pop-up saying that there's a meetup for the Atlassian women. And I just clicked randomly on that notification, and it took me to the website. And I was going through the website, and it excited me a lot because I have seen all the events happened in the past, and also how Britta said about the Pune ACE program, and they excelled it in that. I saw the pictures, and that's how I got excited, and then just joined the club.
That's funny. I didn't know that they advertise it in Trello. But you are also actively working with Jira and Confluence in your everyday work workday.
So that I don't have hands-on on Jira yet. My teammates have been using it, but I don't have proper hands-on on Jira yet. This is my next thing which I want to learn, Jira, but I don't have any hands-on. Currently, I'm working on Power BI. I'm trying Microsoft Studios. I have automated a lot of things in my office through my Microsoft Studios, but I have not yet hands-on on Jira.
We have lots of knowledge in the room, so I think there are people who can volunteer. Thank you so much. And maybe Lina next.
I started as a user back in my corporate days. When after that, I wasn't too much into like the ends. I just used it, right? But when Alex, my husband, started making a YouTube channel on it, that's when I started more into it, because I was editing videos. So I started like kind of seeing everything that Jira could do, and then after that, Forge. I discovered there was Forge, which is like, oh, okay, something I can actually like get my hands into, because I like to code. So that's how I started. I started, I want to say like 7 years ago, but I wasn't in the community. I was more like a back player doing things in the back. And I became a community champion a year ago.
Only a year ago. It feels much longer, because I see Alex a lot. So you seem to me you are also present to me through Alex. So it's interesting. But good to have you. So thank you so much, Lina. And Shannon.
I have a long version of this story. So if you ever want to hear the long version of how I ended up at K15T, I can tell you that. But I actually came to find K15T I come from a background in Salesforce. So I had actually worked for a Salesforce partner for about 2.5 years. And for personal reasons, I really wanted to move to Germany. So I'm originally from the US, but my partner is German. And so I really wanted to find a way to move to Stuttgart. And it just so happened that I stumbled across K15T. At the time, I had very lightly heard of Atlassian. I think like my company at the time was using HipChat. So that was like kind of my only exposure to Atlassian. I was like, oh, the makers of HipChat, okay. And then, and we were also using Trello at the time, but this was pre-acquisition. So Trello was not owned by Atlassian at that time. So I was very much like, sort of getting a feel for what this ecosystem looked like. And if you know anything about Salesforce, their ecosystem is massive and complex and quite interesting on its own. And so I was like, okay, I feel like I can transfer into the Atlassian ecosystem in a really interesting way. And so I started interviewing at the time, and actually went out and worked with the K15T team at Atlassian Summit, I believe, in 2017. Before I had even signed a contract, I was like connecting with the team. And luckily, I guess my on-site interview went well, because it's been almost 9 years. And that's how I landed in the ecosystem. And I think what helped was, knowing how tech ecosystems work and understanding sort of how you navigate channels. And like, I have to say, the Atlassian ecosystem is way more chill than the Salesforce one in a great way. I really love it here. And I think that's part of the reason I stayed. So that's how I ended up here. I'll tell you the longer story over beer someday.
You still subscribe to Never Ending Change. But 9 years is a crazy amount of time. Yeah, thank you for sharing, Shannon. So I think the only one left is Marion.
Yep, I'm here.
Hello.
So I entered the Atlassian ecosystem completely by accident. I wanted to build software that helps medical device companies get their life-saving innovations to the patients faster. And I pitched the idea to a guy that I supervised in academia. And he said, well, let's build it in Jira and Confluence. And 10 years later, he's still our CTO. And so I guess it's a pretty good suggestion after 1,000 or so more clients. So yeah, that's completely by accident that I got to Atlassian ecosystem, and we are still heavily in it and growing.
Yeah, impressive stories. So I think Cassie is still not here. So Cassie, sorry about that. But then I will jump to the next question, which we will keep more on the Atlassian side of things. But then I would go and touch more on an emotional topic. But maybe as you've been quite long or longer in the Atlassian ecosystem, everybody, all of you, or at least you're learning Atlassian tools, what kind of Atlassian insight do you wish you knew earlier? Starting with Marion, you go first.
I think for me the biggest insight I wish I knew earlier was the effect of the ecosystem. So when we started 10 years ago, we spent years and years talking only to customers directly, going to the trade fairs, talking to the regulated or safety critical domain customers of Jira and Confluence. But so we rarely did go to Atlassian events and really engage with the ecosystem partners. And I think this is one thing that I really regret that we didn't do earlier, because I mean, you guys are all amazing. So I don't know why I didn't get to meet you 10 years ago already.
Yeah, I mean that the community is also growing. I think it's also more professionalized throughout this time. But maybe Lina can tell us more about it now that you're also a champion and you have many champions around you.
Yes, so this was my first teams that I went to, Team Anaheim, 26. And I felt like that community bond I've never have felt for in any other community. I feel like everybody supports each other very well here, and it's very welcoming. So my insight was I as a user back when I was using Jira and just being like a back end person, right? I wish I would have known that the community was like this friendly, and I would have joined it earlier to kind of be part of it and learn from everybody here. I feel like there's so many smart people that are willingly offering their knowledge out on like the community forums or like videos or just like LinkedIn. Everybody's like willing to help each other here. It's not like, oh, you're on your own kind of thing. It's very, very open.
Yeah, I can fully agree. And maybe Rutuja, if you're learning, you're starting to learn more about the ecosystem, but is there something that you already know or an insight that you want to share that you just recently got?
I will agree with Marion, what Marion said. The thing is, I work in supply chain environment, and cross-functional relationships is our main thing. And I wish I would have known this community before, so it would have helped all of us a lot, I feel. Because everyone is so professional, and the community is also smart, including a lot of people. The panelists, they are so smart. So I feel I could have known this before. We would have used this in a different way within the supply chain. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean the progress is still going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Shannon, I mean, from 9 years, you sure have some insights.
I mean, I feel like I'm going to sound like a broken record on this, but like, I mean, exactly the same aspect that I really wish I had leveraged the channels that Atlassian provides, like especially the ecosystem, more deliberately. I think, especially when I started, I was very much thinking like, oh, okay, maybe I was sort of biased by coming from the Salesforce ecosystem, that I didn't feel those channels quite as open or as collaborative. And I think it took, even for us, like at K15T, it took us a few years that I was here before we started to really formalize those like relationships and those engagements that we had with other, solution partners and marketplace partners. And like, those engagements make the ecosystem what it is. And I think it also makes the Atlassian products a lot more powerful and our customers a lot happier. And I just love that I can kind of look at my network that I have in the ecosystem, and I feel like I can learn from a lot of people. There's this camaraderie, right? Like I don't ever feel like people are gatekeeping things. Something I really enjoyed, probably one of my favorite parts of team this year, was the brain dates at Partner Accelerate. I connected with so many smart people and we had so many interesting discussions. I feel like they challenged the ways that I was thinking about things. I feel like, just being able to learn from each other and figure out these ways that we can work together. It's not an us versus them. I think, especially with the way Atlassian is going, we're all gonna have to work together really deliberately. So it's great that we already have that foundation. I just wish we had done it sooner.
Yeah, I mean, better now than never. But I can agree. I love that you pointed out brain dates. I love brain dates too. It's such a fun format. And also, I think, I mean, Atlassian is a collaborative platform, and a collaboration about collaboration makes even more sense to me. Yeah, thank you so much for your input. I mean, now that we've set the stage that we are all in the Atlassian ecosystem and that we are grateful to have a community, I would go a bit deeper into more your personal career. I would pick the purple question. How have different life stages shaped your career as a woman? Because I assume that all of us have different life stages, and a career is not a parallel to our life, it's within the life. So maybe if you want to share something more on the personal front, let me know. We go, maybe Shannon, if you want to go again, you had the flow of talking already.
I can try. Yeah, that's a good question. I think part of it is personal, right? Like I moved to Germany when I was 25, kind of just hoping for the best, and starting a new career in a new country. And I think at least for those like first 5 years, like up until I was about 30, I was really like, it was like very go, go, go. I think there was a combination of like wanting to prove myself at the company, but I also think, I had to keep my visa. So it was like a little bit of that, I really wanted to stay here and establish myself. And so I think there's, that really pushed me. And I'm really proud of those years. I think they were very like exhausting years. And then, I mean, now I'm sort of in my mid 30s and that acceleration feels different. I still feel like I'm like learning and growing, but in a different way. I think I've evolved into, figuring out who I am as a teammate at K15T, who I am as like a leader, and really trying to sort of carve out my space at the company. And yeah, becoming a leader has been a really big transition for me. I feel like it's something I'm still fumbling over every single day. And also I think in my early 30s, starting to really sort of witness this, if I'm allowed to say things personally, I think there are expectations placed on women at certain ages that they might transition to another phase of life. And I've had to interact with that and wonder sort of how that affects me and also affects, other women that I work with. And I think I'm very lucky, I have to say, to work at a company that creates an environment and a workspace that, is very open and free, I guess, flexible. So I don't have a family yet, who's to say if I will, but I think that's been a really interesting conversation to have with myself and sort of watch how, other people sort of develop into that next transition of life of what does career look like alongside maybe caregiving responsibilities, or how do you sort of transition into another phase of your career where you're going from doing all the things to helping others succeed. That's been an interesting transition. I guess that's what I want to say about that.
I think you raised major and important points, and of course you are allowed to say that. I mean, as I said, it's a safe space, and I think I have those thoughts in my head a lot, and I thought about those thoughts a lot. And I think it's good for women to talk, women who have careers, to talk of all, like your career has a lot of different factors and aspects. And yeah, life stages of women differ, but sometimes you have children, sometimes you don't have a family. And I think to just talk about and reflect on it, it just makes total sense. Thank you, Shannon. And maybe Lina, if you want to go next.
Like those are really great points because I feel like there's a lot of pressure, right, from society for us women to like kind of continue like the traditional way, right? And for me, when I started my career, I was young and I was ambitious and I would work was my priority, right? And that was like the thing I was focusing on. And as I started getting older and I had children, then my priorities changed and I felt guilty. Like I felt guilty because I was living my career but I also wanted to be there for my kids. So I had to figure out the balance between how do I continue my career and still raise my kids, which was a very difficult phase of my life because when I was working for a corporate job, it was kind of hard for me to balance my children being small and also being there present at work, especially when they were babies, where it's like you're constantly thinking of, or are they okay? Do they miss me? Because I was so hard to go back to work when I had my child and had to go back to work and go, okay, I don't have to. I have to focus on this, but my mind is somewhere else, right? And I recently have been trying to discover like how do I balance, right, all the stuff I do and my kids. But as they grown, I found out that they're more involved in our lives. Like they do more with us now. So it makes it easier now that they're older because they want to be part of our business. They want to be helping out do videos. My oldest one does editing, so he helps out with another few channels that we have. And it's just I see how they've turned into little young entrepreneurs. So they're doing their own thing too. And I guess you decide, like for me, I've found out that my kids are my priority. So they're very important for me. But I also have my career. So I focus my attention on my children and then comes my career. So it's kind of like what I decided that is important. So both are important, but one is more important than the other. And that's how I do life right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I've met both of your kids, and I've met them at the Build It Together conference in Anaheim, and I was super impressed. Like, it felt like a family business, and your kids were like, it was not like they were annoyed. They were happy to be there, and they were learning. They were doing their homework in another room. So I was super impressed of your, yeah, like you architected a company with your family, and it just felt genuine, and I was impressed by that. Thank you so much, Lina. So Marion is, if you want to add something, and also I wanted to note if you don't want to answer the question, or if you say, I'm not so, I don't want to take part in this, or let's skip to the next one, that you can always let me know. I'm just navigating a bit.
I'm happy to talk about it. So I have two girls who are now adults, and in that time when they were growing up, we moved through 5 different European countries and lived in those 5 different countries while I was working. And I think, like you said, Lina, that sometimes you feel a bit guilty because you don't put your kids first. I mean, I think as a mother, you always put them first, but it may be that you work too much and you don't spend enough time with them. And I always thought that, especially because I had girls, that it's good for them to see their mom work hard, that they would understand that it's okay to work harder than their dad maybe. that and I don't know if it was partly the fact that I was trying to not feel guilty and I justified it through that, I'm a role model to my girls, but I hope it worked. We'll see. I mean, they're just in uni, so not yet in career, but I think the one thing that this moving around gave me, other than the fact that we have got much closer, I think, as a family unit, because you always, you carry your family from one country to another, and you form this core of the kind of friendship, and more than just parenting, you become really close friends with the kids as well, because it's the hardships of making new friends again in a new place. But what it gave me was actually the fact of understanding how different people and different cultures communicate, and appreciating that difference, and realizing how amazing it is, how colorful it is, how I just admire the way of different people. I'm coming from Estonia myself. We are quite quiet type of people. We are introverts by nature, and going to, for example, from here to Ireland, which is the exact opposite, I think, in Europe, and trying to understand their way of working and their way of communicating. It has been so much fun, and then back to Germany, which I realized is much closer to home, and in the way we think and work and talk and behave. So it has been really, really amazing. And I think that has given me a lot to think about. And I think as in career, it has definitely given me becoming more confident in saying that I don't know some things, asking questions, admitting that I don't have answers, and yeah, learning from others, I think, is something that I really have admired.
Very well said. I like that a lot, especially the part about the learning from different cultures. And this is also something that I like about this community a lot, is that we have it's not a global representation, but we are, in theory, open for a global participation. And I'm learning a lot. And also, as you said, like, your children have role models, like you as their mother are a role model, but you can also be a role model to people who have not been born by you. So I thrive a lot with role models, and I admire people a lot, and I think that's very valuable. Thank you so much, Marion. And Rutuja, if you want to add something, feel free.
Yeah. So I think I would relate more with Shannon, what Shannon said. Yeah, relocating to a new country as a woman, building a career from scratch taught me a lot about resilience. I think there's a little bit of pressure for every time that you have to make yourself belong in that room. What helped me in leaning into a community rather than trying to do it alone, whether that's through professional networks or generous enough people to help around, just like Atlassian Community. And I would agree with what Marion said as well, that community helps a lot. The thing I would like to add is, I keep on reminding myself about this quote said by an actor called Priyanka Chopra. I'm not sure if everyone is aware about her. She always says that good girls don't make history, bold girls do. So yeah,
Priyanka
and
is a Bollywood movie star, right?
now she's leading in Hollywood as well.
Yeah, true. She's a massive star.
Yeah, yeah, she's married to Nick Jonas now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that. Well said as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know she is right. When I decided to move to UK alone, that wasn't conventional. Like it, that wasn't a conventional choice. My family did not push me towards it. It just came from my gut that I have to do something for myself. I have to be the lead actor in my life. So
yeah, a bold
yeah.
move.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. I will skip to the second set of questions. It's 4:40, so I think we can only do 2 questions of those, and then we just see how we flow through them. But maybe I will let you decide this time what kind of question you want to pick. So maybe, Marion, do you want to pick a question from the tech and innovation panel questions?
Sure. Maybe the purple one. What's the biggest technical challenge that we are trying to solve? So, to those who don't know me, I'm working with compliance. So I'm really trying to make compliance feel less like compliance. If people enjoy using Jira and compliance tools are working and living in Jira, they are much more likely to actually do compliance every day. So it doesn't feel like an overhead. It feels like just another task that they have to do. And that's basically what we try to do. We try to not make compliance slow things down, but really help teams move faster without breaking things. And that is something that we are trying to figure out as technology is evolving and changing. We're trying to also evolve and integrate compliance into the everyday work tools that companies are using.
And it's not a small challenge, I can imagine.
No, but who likes a small challenge?
Bold.
We are winning. Come on. We can do it.
Yeah, I like that. Now I'm going to let all of you choose. So Lina, maybe if you want to choose the next question for yourself.
Let's see. So I think I'll answer which Atlassian feature do I use the most? I don't use I don't use a lot of the crazy stuff that Atlassian has, but I do use it's like a checklist. I don't know what it's called, what Atlassian calls it, but you can add like a checklist to your description and your work items. And I use that a lot because I hate putting so many tickets into a board. So I put like a ticket and I break everything down into a list. And then depending on the task that I'm doing, it's like how many items do I need to check off to be able to close that work item. So that's one of the features I use the most, especially with all the different roles I have. I don't want to create so many work items because it drives me crazy to see the pile of work items.
You break down the main tasks and you make it more digestible.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I like that. And I feel that. So Shannon, do you want to pick a question?
Yeah, I like this. How is AI changing your daily work? I think everybody in this room is probably using AI in some capacity for their daily work. I think it is crazy how much faster I can get things done. I think we talk about AI being able to sort of do work on its own. I think what has been the biggest benefit for me is that I can just take something that is an idea and then really see it in action pretty quickly. And I think that's just completely changed the velocity of our team and what we've been able to accomplish. I was just talking about this today with a colleague of, everything that we've done, since the start of the year. And I look back and I'm very aware that we would not have moved that fast without AI being sort of one of the people at the table, so to speak. And then I think the other thing I will say, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately, is I am very grateful that the first chunk of my career, AI was not sort of there to help me out. I think that has helped me realize that, you do need that human side of AI. You obviously can't just take everything that's, on face value. The answer is not always right in front of you, but I think, being able to combine what I already know, my skill sets, the foundations that I have, and then combining it with AI to sort of help speed up that other half of things, whether it's writing something or coming up with a proposal or, mocking something up, it can happen so quickly. So that's completely changed the way that we work. My idea of what I can get done in a certain week is completely different than what it was even, a year ago. So that's been really exciting.
Yeah. I think it's really an interesting point how the next generations who grew up with AI, like how are they going to determine, like, is this real? Is this, or is how do they have the mental capacity to to just go with this crazy velocity, as you said.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shannon. So Rutuja, if you want to pick a question, feel free.
I think I would just mix up between AI changing your daily work and biggest technical challenge you are solving. So uh, I think with AI within supply chain, so because I work in supply chain, I take that a lot as an example. So I feel that supply chain was more about operations before, and when AI came into place, so we had a lot of AI usage. Like we are having robots in the warehouse right now for picking of products or supply. And I think for every stage we have AI right now, and it has been changing the whole supply chain, how it was before and how it is working right now. I think it is more automated right now, and in the future it will be more and more automated. Everything will go very faster. The thing is, when you go and see a product on the shelf and you don't know what is behind it, and right now behind it there's a lot of work, lot of AI data going around. um, Also, about the biggest technical challenge you are solving is right now it's maintaining visibility in compliance across temperature controlled pharmaceutical supply chain. So right now I'm working in temperature controlled pharmaceutical supply chain, which is all about visibility. So between warehouse, quality, regulatory assistance, logistics, without losing me or losing the audit trail, we have to keep all the chain visible. So in that, I think I'm working with customer queries and everything. I'm working on Microsoft Studios right now. I have automated a lot of things on that. Like if the customer has any basic queries, I have automated a code which just replies within a second. It has connected to our software and the customer emails, so it just replies within seconds. That amazes me a lot.
Yeah, it's also doesn't sound like a minor challenge, but I
Yeah.
think working at an enterprise, you have a lot of bigger challenges, but also like you can scale with all the technical tools and the AI that you have at your hand. So excited to see how that goes. Thank you so much. And looking at the time, I will go to the next slide and then we can chill out and see how that goes. I'm going to let you pick questions again. So this is more community related, but we already talked a lot about community, but I think it's a nice way to wrap things up and to come back to the community. So let's start with Shannon this time. Do you want to pick a question?
Sure. I love this one. What assumptions do people make before they know your role?
That's my favorite question too.
If anybody is in marketing, they always think it's just social media or like sending a couple emails. I think I'm always kind of a champion for, marketing, especially product marketing, right? If you're in software, then product marketing plays a really important role in product development and, getting things to market. And we're really trying at the moment, with our new chief marketing officer, Nadine. She's really championing this idea of go to market and how important it is for us to really understand that, marketing and go to market are such an important component of how users understand what we do, but also, enterprises engage with your company, with your brand, with your teams. And so we're not just social media, I promise.
I mean, I'm in marketing as well, so I feel the pain, but I stopped caring actually. Like if people assume something about me, like you go and assume things, like I don't care. But I also realized, and this is something that I like to discuss with women specifically, is that tech women in tech and women in tech, because I consider myself a woman in tech, but not a tech woman in tech. But I still love to be in contact and to learn from tech women in tech, because I think this is where a lot of power can come from. And yeah, that's what I try to do with this community. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for sharing my pain. Rutuja, do you want to go next?
I think the only thing I want to add here is the ecosystem has changed. This ecosystem has been helping a lot of women in the community, I feel. And what's changing in the ecosystem is uplifting people, building relationships, connecting to a lot of smart and ambitious people, passionate people.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
that's the main thing which I think every woman needs. We need people who are pulling ourselves, who are ready to empower us, or who are passionate about their work and ready to tell us things, or ready to teach us things. I
Yeah,
think this ecosystem is doing a great job in this.
a lot of potential, a lot of force. Upvote, yes, I feel the same. And Lina.
I'm going to answer what do I find the most valuable? So, the most valuable thing about the ecosystem is the individuals because everybody's so different. Everybody has like different stories, different ways of using the tools. And I feel like that helps a lot, especially when you're trying to build something and you're building a certain way, but then discover that there's a different way that might work better for you. So the individuals and their knowledge is, I think, the most valuable.
Yeah, and with diversity also comes a lot of creativity. So I love it. Thank you. And Marion, if you want to add something.
I think most of the others have all said what I wanted to say, really, but I think the most value I find is the conversations and networking in face-to-face events like Team. And I think it was Shannon who said that brain dates are amazing. And I think this talking to each other and learning from each other and having these people who genuinely want to help you, even when there is nothing personal that they can gain from it, is the most valuable thing for, I think, for all of us. That's why we're here. It's just, it feels so nice, and it feels like, we're having a chat among friends, and nobody's there to gain much from it, and I think that's really cool. And I think I really like the team events, that you can get together, you can network, you can sit down, have a cup of coffee or a beer, and I think most the biggest career changes and things in my life, at least, have started because I talked to somebody quite randomly, really, and that has taken me on some quest or some road that I never thought I would go down on. So I think that this kind of conversations are really, really important and really valuable, at least for me.
Yeah, for me too. And I think it's so inspiring to also just learn what you do for work and what the company you are working for is doing. So I like to get to know people as persons and as people, but this gives me a better access to what they are working on. And this is also like it's broadening the network on many different levels. So I think it's a strong benefit of the community. Thank you so much for sharing all the answers to the questions. And I have a final question, which is for all of you. I will type in, I liked the panel in the chat. And if you give it a like, this will give me the signal we can do the panel discussion again. And if you didn't like it, you can downvote it. I won't track who downloaded it, but anyhow, I just want to know if you like the format and if we can repeat it. And here is my question. So if you give me some thumbs up and thumbs down for the next few minutes, I will be smarter after that. Hearts is fine as well. Like you can go, you can do hearts as well. Like everything like positive coded will be fine for me. Yeah, because I also think like for Holly and I think it's also a challenge to find a format that is good for all of the community. But I think we are learning from every meeting we are doing, and my personal highlights are the in-person meetups as well. But then again, it's that they are very restrictive, like, are you at that place at that time? So it's not accessible for everybody. But still, I will skip the quickfire round. We didn't have enough time for that. But still, I will give a bit of a preview which meetings are coming up next. And this is our timeline. Last time I've shown the timeline, I massively spoiled where Team Europe is going to be. This time it's officially confirmed anyhow. Yeah, today is the virtual meetup, so August 26th. And in October 26th, we will have another in-person meetup before the conference starts in Amsterdam. So whoever is in Amsterdam and wants to have this kind of meetup in person, I will be happy to see you and talk to you and deepen our connection. We are planning like around about January will our next virtual meetup, and the in-person will also be connected to the team conference in the US. I think it's official that it's going to be in San Francisco. I've seen the slide from Atlassian, so I think it's official. Anyhow, you can always look out on our page. Because we are doing co-hosted sessions as well, because as you have known, or as you know, there are lots of great Atlassian champions. So from all around the globe, people are trying to connect with us, and they are hosting women-focused meetups and virtual meetups. So we are also co-hosting those sessions. So if you sign up to the Women of the Atlassian Ecosystem group, you can always be informed about new meetings. I will quickly have to scan the chat. Yeah, okay. Sometimes I have to multitask, and I'm trying. So this is the QR code that you can scan to join the in-person meetup in Amsterdam. I think the meeting spot is somewhat confirmed. We are trying to have it in walking distance to the convention center. So I think we will be not more than 50, 60 people. I will see. Challenge is on you. But yeah, this is the next in-person meetup. So far, so good. This is the final slide. And this is my final word. Thank you and see you soon. Thank you so much for being in this call. I think we were 55 max. So 55 in a virtual meetup is quite impressive to me. I'm grateful for that. And I'm German. I'm very punctual. I'm a little bit early, but I will give you 1 minute back to your to your day. And yeah, see you in the next one. Thank you so much to all the panelists. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Bye-bye.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Thanks.